In this video, the best fragrances in the market right now that you can find for 2023, the best releases from the designer world, the best of what designer fragrances have to offer. If you guys are looking for a new fragrance or you want to know about these right here, stick around. I'm going to lay it for you. I'm going to let you know exactly which ones to check out right now. Kicking off the list with the first one here, I think number 10. It's going to be a countdown. I'm going to tell you exactly the ones I like the more, but all 10 here are considered to be the best designers of 2023. That's why they made this list. If they didn't make this list, it means I didn't like them too much to be in my top 10. Starting off with Yves Saint Laurent's Y. This is the Eau de Parfum Intense. There's so many flankers that you get confused. Please, why, enough already with the Y flankers. Give us something new. But this one here, despite the fact that I'm not a big fan of the Y line, this one here is actually a pretty good one. I like what they did here. It starts off nice and sweet. It's got some body to it, got some sage, some herbal nuances. There's definitely a lavender here. This is going to be the most mature, well put together and well blended version of the Ys in my honest opinion. I think the other ones are a little bit too juvenile, a little bit too playful, a little bit more of, been there, done that. Y Parfum Intense actually did a good job. Performance is really good. I think I did a full review for you guys not too long ago. I'm gonna pop that card up here. If you wanna know all about this fragrance and all of the other Y flankers, go check out that review. But at the number 10 spot, I think it's very, very fitting to this fragrance, being that I'm not a huge fan of the Y line, but this one actually is a pretty good one. At the 10th spot, Y Eau de Parfum Intense. At the 9th spot, this is going to be a fragrance now that's very common. A lot of the designer brands are doing this kind of, release of concentration, if you will. And this one here is going to be a familiar, DNA or scent profile, but it changed a little bit. I'm going to tell you exactly why it made the 9th spot. This is Paco Rabanne Invictus Elixir. But it's not just Invictus Elixir, it's Invictus Victory Elixir. So it's a flanker of a flanker of a flanker. But anyway, this is actually a good one, but you must have a real sweet tooth to appreciate this one. This is very syrupy sweet. This is another one that I covered here on the channel. It is nice though. There's nothing you're not gonna like here. It's gonna be very inviting, very pleasant, great for, unlike the Y Parfum Intense, I said it's a little bit more mature from all the Ys. This one here is gonna go in the other end of the spectrum. It's definitely gonna have this more playful, youthful, syrupy, sickly sweet for some. But if you appreciate sweet scents, you're gonna love this one. I love the resins, the vanilla, the amber, the tonka beans are very heavy here. You can really attach to the heaviness of the sweetness in this fragrance. It's really up front and center. So if you do enjoy sweet fragrances that are appealing, that are inviting, for nightwear, for going out on dates, this I think is great for evening wear. And definitely for date settings, romantic situations, or if you really want to be playful, youthful, this is going to definitely do the job. It's a very fun kind of a fragrance to wear. So if you have a youthful personality, this is going to match perfectly. And if you like sweet scents, definitely going to match your personality perfectly. Now, I'm not huge on that sweet tonka, vanilla, ambroxan kind of a combination that's very common to fragrances of now, what's trending, what's hot over the last 5-6 years. We have an abundance of those scent profile fragrances. The Valentino Womo collection has changed drastically from what I used to know, which was the heavy, iris type scents, which I think for the most part, all of those Womo fragrances have been discontinued. Womo Intense, so forth and so on. So they came up with this Born in Roma collection. And this one here is the Born in Roma Intense Parfum. Now, what I love about this one, ladies and gentlemen, is that it, in spite of having a sweet kind of a scent profile, it also, the sweetness here you're gonna get is from vanilla. It's definitely got some tonka, some sweetness here, but unlike the Invictus Victory Elixir, the Womo Intense is going to be a little bit more mature in the account of the gorgeous lavender that it has. I'm a huge fan of lavender. I love lavenders, I love leathers, I love tobacco, I love boozy scents, vetivers. There is a vetiver and there is a lavender in this fragrance, hence making it a little bit more mature, still having that playful, youthful vibe to it. I think if you're 25 and up, you're gonna love this fragrance. If you're too mature or you don't like, sweet fragrances, you're not gonna like this altogether. But if you want a little mature fragrance with some sweetness and some playfulness to it, you're gonna love Valentino Womo Intense. At the 8th spot, Valentino Born in Roma Intense could have ranked higher, but there are other fragrances here that I thought did a much better job in not being in that more of the same kind of, realm of fragrances. This still has that sweet vanilla tonka kind of a vibe, although it did something different, adding that vanilla lavender, and vetiver combination that I think really make this a standout fragrance for 2023. Definitely check it out. I love that when brands do modern meets classic, there's even like an herbal kind of a feel that you get, a little hint of herbal, maybe sage here in heart. This is a good one, guys, at the 8th spot. Valentino, born in Roma, Intense. Speaking of doing things differently, I think this brand here is doing something very different this time around. This is going to be a flanker of a very popular fragrance, one of the most popular fragrances over the last couple of decades. Of course, we're talking about 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. This is 1 Million Royal. Now, 1 Million Royal, it's really not going to have much of what you've known or became accustomed to with 1 Million and 1 Million flankers, you know, of that particular line. This fragrance here, a lot more mature, much different than anything you can expect. This is creamy, it's woody, it's a little bit spicy. It doesn't have the bubblegummy, that sweetness feel that you get with all 1 Million flankers. This is going to be the most mature of the line, hence the fact that it's my number 7 spot. A very well done flanker, that is. I'm really, you know, appreciative of this flanker. Had I gotten this fragrance earlier this year, this would have made my top spring of 2023. It might make my top fall of 2023. For the summertime, I think it could be a little bit cloying. You can wear early summer in controlled, you know, AC controlled temperature environments. It's going to be nice, but it's a very nice take on 1 Million. I don't get much of the original DNA of that, you know, rose and spices and that bubblegum cinnamon kind of a feel. You don't get that here. It's a completely different scent. This could have been released as a totally different release for Paco Rabanne, but I guess they wanted to capitalize on the name 1 Million, which is a very well, you know, known name. So making a flanker, it's easier and more acceptable. But this one here, different, a more mature take. I do get some creaminess nuance. There is a patchouli here. There is a lavender here. There is some herbal nuances. It's a little bit green, a little bit spicy, and definitely creamy in the base. I also get some sandalwood vibes here. Even a little bit of a Divana slash tuberose feel here. That's borderline feminine territory, if you will, with the florals. This could be worn by anybody, gender-free. I think you could share this. This is not really a masculine scent, if you will, but a very good release from Paco Rabanne. I like the direction that they took with this 1 Million Royal. Now at the 6th spot, this fragrance here had me at hello. If you guys watched my first impressions video that I opened a few of these fragrances and gave you guys my first take on them, this one had me at hello, and the name I think is very fitting to this fragrance. This is going to be Hugo Boss the scent Magnetic. Magnetic in the scent that's very attractive fragrance. It's going to bring you in. It's going to pull people in. Great for compliments. The scent is absolutely heavenly. When it comes to the notes, though, it only gives you 3 notes. It gives you a brand note, it gives you Maninka wood, and black vanilla bark. This is a vanilla bomb. It's a little bit powdery. If you like fragrances like Armani Code Absolute, fragrances that are heavy vanilla infused, you're gonna like this. This is heavy. It's definitely extremely vanillic, even a little bit metallic, dries down powdery. But one thing is for sure about this fragrance, this is a very unique take on vanilla with that Maninka wood, the brand note. It is so freaking succulent. It's sumptuous. It's one of those fragrances that are gonna keep you coming back for more, and people around you will absolutely love the way you smell. This is a great one for nightwear, dating. If you wanna smell very seductive, very sensual, very attractive, Hugo Boss Magnetic will deliver. No two ways about it, guys. One of the best releases of the year, hands down. Get your nose on this one. At the 5th spot, a fragrance brand that I love, and I talk about this brand all the time. I think at this point, it's up there as far as like releases that are even topping the most, you know, respected fragrance brands like Chanel, which really hasn't done anything new over the past few years since Chanel Parfum, or of course Yves Saint Laurent, which is really focusing their energies on the Y collection, which I think is really subpar with the name of Yves Saint Laurent, or Dior, which, you know, lately has not been delivering as much as we came to love the brand. This one here from Givenchy, this is a brand that I love. In this particular line, the Gentleman Collection is one that I absolutely adore, and this one here is going to be Gentleman Society, guys. Now, Gentleman Society, a lot of people were skeptical and even fearful that they were going to remove the iris here because it didn't show up on the notes. I have to be honest with you, the iris is present, but ever so slight. It greets you very big, very bold, with a gorgeous cardamom and clary sage combination. And this is another one that I do have a review on it. I'm gonna pop it up here. Go check it out. Definitely worth checking this review. This is one of the probably most intriguing here on this list of the best releases of the year because of what they did here. The heart comes with a gorgeous blast of vetiver combination, and the dry down we've got Palo Santo, which is one of my favorite woods in perfumery, along with sandalwood. Palo Santo is just amazing. This is a gorgeous, creamy Palo Santo base with vetiver, clary sage, and big cardamom up top. This is a beast of a fragrance. It might not give you like a beast mode projection, but it's gonna last on skin for a long time. And also, if you spray your clothes like myself, it'll give you a tremendous sillage. And the smell is just absolutely heavenly. If you have to compare this with other gentlemen Givenchy from the collection, very similar to the Eau de Parfum, but goes in a different direction, of course. And also, not similar to it, but it's gonna be up there in my favorites. This is my second favorite now, the first being from this line. The discontinued cologne, it's gonna be probably in the third place. This is the second spot, and the first and favorite from this brand is going to be the 𝐍𝐴𝐕𝐄𝐿 that was released last year, which is an absolutely phenomenal fragrance. But this one here, if you want something not as sweet, not as borderline gourmand like 𝐍𝐴𝐕𝐄𝐿, then definitely check this one out. Definitely more mature, more well put together. Great for day wear. If you dressed up a little bit, you want to make a great first impression like you were very well put together gentleman, this one, or lady, will definitely fit the bill. Now, this next one I love so much. I got the 5 ounce. Yeah, this is a 5 ounce, 150 ml bottle. This is a big, big bottle, the big boy. And this is a fragrance that I absolutely love from a brand that lately has been really focusing on this line, which is the, of course, the Bad Boy collection. This is going to be Bad Boy Extreme. And this is one, ladies and gentlemen, that I absolutely loved. And the reason why I love this fragrance is because this, and actually from all the different gourmand and sweet fragrances from this collection here of 10 fragrances that are the best releases of the year, this is my favorite sweet gourmand. Great for evening wear, for this type of sensual, attention grabbing, compliment pulling. This is gonna be the one you guys wanna check out. CH Man Bad Boy Extreme is absolutely incredible. Plus, it reminds me of an old favorite from Givenchy called Givenchy Very Irresistible for Men. Very similar to Very Irresistible, adding incredible notes of plum. Definitely tons of tonka here, vanilla. It's sweet, it's a little bit gourmandy, a little bit of woody spicy in the base as well. It will grab you immediately at hello, no questions asked. Some of the other notes here that I love is the vetiver, ginger. There is a beautiful plum note here that is just very juicy, very fruity, very succulent. Some resins, cacao, which has this chocolatey feel to the fragrance, and patchouli, an absolute beast of a fragrance and performance as well. CH Bad Boy Extreme, definitely one at the 4th spot that you need to get your nose on. Before I reveal the best 3 fragrances of 2023 so far, designers, let me give a little nod and shout out to the partners of this channel. Of course, Perfume.com, the best source for trying fragrances before you buy. I do it all the time. Of course, I buy these fragrances to share with you my passion and love for fragrances. I review them. I tell them what I think about them, but if you want to live with them, make sure you love them before you pull the trigger and spend so much money on your fragrances. Take advantage of the Mother's Day sale that they have going on right now at Perfume.com, which the more you get, the more you'll save. You can get a MAXPACK, which will have a whole bunch of different decants to try. You can actually get a nice discovery kit for your mom with a whole bunch of fragrances that you think she would love. Have her try these fragrances. When you're actually ready to pull the trigger and get her the fragrance she really loves, then you can actually purchase a bottle, maybe at your local general store or at our partners here at the channel, FragranceBuy.ca, and get it for an even better price. I think between those 2 places, Perfume.com and FragranceBuy.ca, you can find incredible ways to enhance your experience with fragrances. Trying it before you buy it, of course. Codes are going to be listed below. Like I said, there's going to be 3 different tiers of ways you can save more in getting the MAXPACK with a discovery kit situation. But if you just want to get 1 decant, you can as well. I'm going to have a couple different codes and options for you guys to enjoy. This Mother's Day sale goes on from the time you're watching this video until I believe Monday at midnight. So enjoy, all information below. And of course, when you're ready to get a full bottle, go with FragranceBuy.ca. And I also believe Max Roma has some Mother's Day sales. And of course, I'm gonna have all that stuff linked for you below, making your life easier, which is what we do here on the channel. But let me get into the very best of what 2023 had to offer, starting with this guy right here from Tom Ford. This is gonna be Tom Ford Grey Vetiver Parfum. Now this one here, as soon as I heard about it, I was like, I gotta have it, especially because when I looked at the note breakdown, it added this note of leather, which I love. So now picture this, you have the gorgeous vetiver melange, laced and enveloped by this beautiful saffron leathery note, making this fragrance so nice. It just, to me, it feels like the perfect garment. Think about a great suede leather jacket, just feels great, makes you feel, very confident, makes you feel great. It smells amazing. It's one of those very well put together scents. The blend here is amazing. It's not one of those screamer type scents. It's not gonna be like, because it's not an EDT, so it's not gonna push too hard, but it is a parfum, so it's gonna stay closer to you, giving you a great scent bubble, a great sillage. But scent on scent alone, I have to say between this one and the next two are the best ones of 23 so far, hands down. This smells like $1,000,000. If you already like the Grey Vetiver DNA, this is a must have. If you haven't really tried the Grey Vetiver DNA, you must try this because it's really gonna take you to a place that you probably haven't been before when it comes to the olfactory experience of fragrances. Tom Ford Grey Vetiver Parfum, just an incredible scent that to me took it to the next level. That simple. Speaking of vetiver, my second favorite release of 2023 is also a vetiver-based scent from the house of Issey Miyake, which is like Cartier, Givenchy, Issey Miyake, I think are one of those brands that if you haven't really dived into it because you're really stuck on what people are mostly talking about, this is definitely one that's a hidden gem type of a brand, and this is a hidden gem type of a scent. This is L'Eau de Parfum Vetiver. Now, if you look at this bottle, it's very similar to the Wood, I think it's called Wood in Wood. That was also a release from this brand a couple years ago. The bottles are exactly the same if you ask me. The only difference is when you look at the bottom here, it's gonna have the word Vetiver. So this is the Vetiver edition, which was just released a few months ago or a month and a half ago. And by gosh, this is an incredible, watery, a little bit spicy, a little bit creamy, but definitely amazing woody, fruity vetiver with that, you know, spicy, watery kind of undertone. I love this fragrance so much. It's definitely one of my favorites. This will make my top summer choices of 2023. There's no questions because I'm loving this fragrance so much. I've been wearing this a lot. It's in my regular rotation. If you love vetiver fragrances, my friends, don't snooze on this one. This is a great one. I don't know if it's going to be a limited edition. You guys know sometimes with Issey Miyake, it gets hard to find or they become discontinued, you know, so forth and so on. This is a beast of a scent when it comes to the smell. Haven't smelled vetivers that you can wear all year round as good as this. Grey Vetiver is another one, but this one here is even better. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite release designers of 2023 so far. Hands down, the best. If you're looking for a great fragrance to wear this year, go here, start here. This is from the house of Cartier. There you go, one of my favorite hidden gem kind of brands. This is going to be from the Pasha collection. Of course, they have the Roadster collection, the Declaration collection. This is from the Pasha line, which is my favorite. This is Pasha de Cartier Noir Absolu. I believe this is the 8th or 9th flanker of this collection. I will do a video because you guys have been asking, I've been seeing in my comments, in my emails, my DMs, to do a full line overview of the Pasha collection. I will do that coming very soon, but this is the latest. This is the Noir Absolu. By gosh, this is an incredible fragrance. Now, this is the perfect case of modern meets classic. It's got some classic components here. I definitely get, when you look at the notes, it's gonna tell you two things: caramel or caramel drizzle over charred woods. So you get that. It's smoky, it's a little bit nutty, and you do have that gorgeous caramel or burnt sugar nuance that's very leathery, very appealing. This is a masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't smelled a designer fragrance that is as captivating as this fragrance in a long time. This is one of those scents that will get you at hello. It's gonna get you scratching your head. In fact, if I gave you a decant to smell this fragrance, 90% or 9 times out of 10, you would tell me this is a niche fragrance because it has this very intricate, this very mysterious kind of a vibe with a wearable facet or profile, which is great. You're gonna get that smokiness, you're gonna get the caramel drizzle. There's definitely other components here that are not listed. I'm getting a green undertone, perhaps oak moss. There is lavender here as well. There is very little to no citruses in this fragrance. It goes from woody to dark to smoky to creamy, and you know, not only smoky but also a little bit sweet. Like I said, sensual, sexy, downright sexy, very inviting. One of those fragrances that I consider to be a secret weapon type of a scent, if you get my drift, guys. Cartier, Pasha, this is Noir Absolu, guys. Check it out. The best from 2023 so far, for sure. Take my word, if your taste is similar to mine, run, don't walk. Get this. You're gonna love it. You can come back here. Let me know your thoughts. If you have already tried this, let me know. In fact, let me know. Let's pause the video right now. Let me know what have been your favorite 2023 releases so far. Designers, if you want to see a top 10 best niche releases of 2023 so far, be sure to leave a like. If this video hits 1,000 or more likes, you guys are letting me know that you do want to see that video, and I'll come back with that video very, very soon. In the meantime, of course, I will produce the Pasha collection. Stay tuned for that video. It's coming up very soon. Let me know in your comments, of course, your favorites of 23 so far, whether designers or niche. Let me know in the comments. Let's start a conversation in the comment section of this video, and stay tuned for a lot more. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, check out the description of this video because there's always a lot of information, savings codes, things to make your experience easier and more fun. Guys, thank you so much. See you again in the next video coming very soon. Take care.